All right, so I'm going to do a quick comparison video. 2024 eride Pro SS 2.0. Got pretty much all the goodies but a motor and a battery on it. Warp 9 conversion, Ripon Moto spacer, Warp 9 jack shaft, 64 tooth rear sprocket. That's a monster. It's the biggest one they make. Luna 2118. It is a 90-118 MX33 EXT Arma, EXT Black, EVMX V3, X9000, all the goodies, pretty much like I said, except for the control, the battery and the motor. Bonnell 775 MX, 28 tooth rear, Ripon Moto 70 mil rise, and this is a medium. It's the V2, so it's the updated. So I'm just gonna go take a ride. I'm gonna hit all the trails on both bikes this time. I just make these videos because when I'm looking at buying toys, I love nerding out and watching as many videos as I possibly can. And there aren't really a lot of videos on this bike, and the eride Pro videos are also kind of dying off lately. It's kind of old school already. A little windy out today. So this bike is a medium. I am just under 5'11", we'll just call it 5'10", and I weigh 205 pounds. So I'm a pretty big boy for this bike, but also I've got the Insta 360 Ace Pro 2 camera with the ultra wide angle lens on it. So I'm kind of like I like making videos to work on getting my angle right. It's kind of hard to achieve that, but I think I got it pretty dialed in now. Other than I think I need to get an external mic because it sounds like my voice is super muffled and like I'm talking through a tunnel or something. But anyway, and I don't have time for editing. I'm not trying to be Sir or anything like that. So I'm just making videos for myself, and anybody that wants to watch, you can just fast forward to the trailhead and all that. Oh, there's a car. And I've got a brand new set of Garnier SG12s on. I'm breaking them in from my KTM. Got some new riding boots for this season. So, alright. It's a little awkward riding some MX boots on this bike, but that's alright. So like I said, my last video I just hit a few trails, just trying it out. This one I'm gonna try to hit all of them, I think. Boy, it sure is awkward wearing boots on this bike. I love ripping this trail on my eride. It's a little leafy right now. But I think what I'm gonna do eventually, I'm thinking about taking the EXT suspension off of this bike, off of the eride and putting it on the take the eride suspension off and putting it on this, and putting the Cirrus suspension on the eride. But I'm also conflicted because the 805 is coming out, sometime in the near future. And to put a battery and a motor and another couple grand into suspension on that bike, it wouldn't be much more to just buy the 805, and then I could leave the eride the way it is. But this suspension is a little harsh. I've had carpal tunnel surgery in both hands. I'm 45 almost, so not getting any younger, but I really have to stay in the attack position on this bike compared to the eride, and it puts a lot of pressure on my wrist, and I guess I'm just girly, but I don't really enjoy that aspect. But a spoiler alert, between this bike, my She-Ride, and the KTM, the She-Ride is my favorite bike to ride. But ooh, this bike is a blast. They're all a blast. I mean, they're all dirt bikes pretty much. So, and if I didn't have either or the other, this bike is a pretty badass bike. Like, it is a blast. And as you can see, it rips pretty good. I oil the chain every ride, and I make sure it's adjusted every ride. Just take the slack out of the drivetrain. I see a lot of people are having some issues with the 11-tooth sprocket, the drive sprocket on these, and I think it's due to a lack of maintenance. I could be wrong, but I'll bet you a little bit of slack in the chain is causing some crazy stress on that little sprocket. Whew. Yeah, see, this is already beating up my hands and getting tired. I really get some arm pump on this bike too, but it is the beginning of the season, and I had a brutal leg day today, this morning, so my legs are already feeling it. Whew. It is funny how this bike goes stock. Has 0 balls below 10 miles an hour, like none, because they're really trying to impress people with that 37 mile an hour top speed, which is, in my opinion, the gears are just way too tall for this bike stock. The 28 tooth that I put on there gets rid of that. Oop, wrong way. But that makes it like proper. I think that's the proper. And now, so that drops the speed from 37 down to like 31. And I would even go lower if they offered it, like a higher tooth, lower gearing. Like if the top speed was 29 on this bike, I'd be totally fine with that. Oh, I think I picked up a stick. That fell off. But yeah, when I got this bike, like below 10 miles an hour, you hit it and it would just be like nothing. And you go try to go up a hill, at least with my fat ass on it, it would barely make it up if you didn't have forward momentum going into it. But then like at 10 miles an hour and above, you hit it and the thing stands right up, which is crazy, because it's like the opposite. To me, that just means the gearing's off. It's too tall. They're trying too hard to sell that 37 mile an hour. But who the hell wants to go that fast on this bike anyway, unless you're commuting with it, which is not really what anybody would in their right mind would buy this bike for. It's a trail bike. Who gives a shit about going 40 miles an hour? That's my opinion, but I've also considered putting the heavy duty drivetrain on there, because that's got some big ass sprockets on it. I forget what the sizes are, but bigger than this. Yeah. I think the EXT suspension on this would really make this bike the ultimate bike. It's just, I wouldn't know the difference if I didn't already have it. Like the eride, I had the original RST suspension, and it's pretty junk, but it was just real stiff, kind of like this. Like, it's pretty stiff, especially on this rocky shit. And I had that same issue with the eride up with the EXT. That thing's pretty badass now. Like, I take that on serious moto trails now. Like, I can ride that bike with real dirt bikes and shit. And I can hang. I can actually ride that bike faster than my KTM, because that little bike makes you feel like a superhero. It's like riding a KX 112 or something, and you don't have to shift. And that's another point. If anybody rides e-bikes, the e-bikes are just so much easier to ride. Jeez, rocks are nuts, because you don't have to shift. The non-shifting aspect is really pretty badass. You don't have to worry about the clutch and all that shit. You just go. I can ride way faster like that. The problem with that is, after riding my e-ride for a season and then hopping back on a real dirt bike, I suck at it. It really fucked up my game. This puddle's a lot deeper than it looks. Oh. So the cool thing about this bike is, also the weird thing about this bike is the pedals. They're kind of funky because you go to readjust your feet and the pedals come with it. If you go like with one foot, which is kind of awkward. But then if there's a big ass rock in the way, whoa. I don't know if I trust. Oh. If I trust the clearance. God damn it. No, it doesn't clear. A little weird with these boots on. I would normally just hop right over that. And actually, now that I'm talking about that, I've been meaning to move that shit out of the way. Whoop. So I'm gonna do that real quick, because fuck this thing. Oh, maybe I'm not. Yeah, that's too much work right now. It looks smaller when you're riding by it. I'll worry about that another day. That might require a chainsaw. Oh yeah. But like I was saying, it's nice to have the pedals because you can move your shit out of the way if there's a rock on one side of the bike and you're on a narrow trail. But yeah, you sure feel every little bump on this bike with these little tires. They make me nervous, but they've been holding up pretty well, so I'm not gonna dog them too bad. You like this? It's like, it's just really beating me up riding this on this little bike. compared to a dirt bike. It is a blast, it's fun, but boy, am I getting an arm pump. There's nothing to hang on to with your legs at all. You have to stand and you have to kind of hang on. Like, I don't know how else to, but geez, the arm pump is real. And I'm sure that's a lack of skill on my part, but, and it's early in the season, so I'm in bitch mode. But like my brother-in-law, he grew up riding motocross, I guess, which I did not know until recently. And he grew up riding mountain bikes. And I let him ride this last weekend and he was like in love with it. And he is a much better dirt bike rider than I am at this point, but he's got a lot more time into it. But I'm working on it. Alright, now I'm going to head back. I skipped the trail that I wanted to hit on the way out. Actually, no, let's rip around this little shithole for a minute. Let's go around that puddle. But yeah, there's a big hill. I want to see if this bike will make it up. Ooh! Just heard a spoke rattling. That's not good. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I'm thinking about doing that EXT suspension on this bike because I hear that the Cirrus is so much better on the eride, and I know that'll make this one better, but that puts this at an $8,000 bike, and I'm like, I'm just not sure I give that much of a shit. Like, I got enough toys. Boy, it's crazy how rocky this shit is on this bike. Have I mentioned that? Oh. I gotta check that. I haven't even checked this rear suspension setting either yet. I've been meaning to check and see if it's on the plus setting or not. And I keep forgetting to look. I only think about it while I'm riding. A bug just went into my helmet. Awesome. I'm gonna sit down for a minute. Yeah, this bike is kicking my ass. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit that on this. It's funny how the camera just minimizes the terrain. I'm in southern New Hampshire. This shit's pretty rocky and gnarly. I mean, it's crazy because then, jeez, I gotta adjust my helmet. When I watch these videos of the guys riding out in the Southwest, and it's like visibly intimidating while you're watching it, you just know in real life that shit is serious gnar. Like, some of these dudes got some crazy balls and no give a fuck. But it's funny too, because on another note, the mountain bike carrying community, they highly frown upon these bikes. and you're only allowed like 1200 watts or some shit. Like this bike's doing any damage. Like, give me a break. Like, this bike ain't doing shit to the trails. Even my eride with that big ass tire on that, dude, I beat the fuck out of that bike on these trails, and it does nothing. Like, I'll come back the next day and the leaves are like ruffled up a little bit. Like, the fact that these bikes are like, people are crying about them on the trails, like, and you wonder why all these little dickheads are riding their shit out in traffic, pissing everybody off. Like, no shit, there's nowhere to fucking ride. You go out in the woods, you got all these fucking lesbians giving you shit because they just want to walk on the trail, and you're ruining their walking trails. Like, bitch, this trail was made by dirt bikes and four-wheelers. Get fucked. But I guess that's the world we live in, so. Whew. Alright, what's the best way to go? There's not really a best way to go. I'm just getting wet. That's the lack of rear fender is nice. Nothing against lesbians. I grew up talking like an asshole, and it's a bad habit, I guess. So ignore me if you're offended by that, but also grow a pair of balls and shut the fuck up. Alright. See, that was sketchy. I was trying to reposition my feet before I came down that hill, and I had to take it sitting down. Probably doesn't show up, but that was a steep ass, sketchy, rocky hill. And I can't believe this part of the trail is not a swamp right now. That's crazy. Oh my god. Yeah. This shit is bumpy. I just want to hit this trail, and then I think I'm gonna take the street back. We'll see what happens. Real quick, I'm gonna stop. See, I try to take my foot off the pedal. Pedal gets caught on my boot, brings the pedal up and over. It's weird, but it is handy sometimes. It's funny too, you say anything about this bike, like, or anything that you buy in a negative way, and people that just bought one see it, they like attack you, like you called their mom a whore or something. Like, you're only allowed to say positive things about my bicycle. It's fucking crazy. The fucking internet trolls are retarded. I said something on some kid's page a couple months ago about him and his buddies like doing ride outs in the city, and while he's bitching about cops, it's like, okay, stupid. And then he like comes on my page and attacks me and starts making fun of how many views I have. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to be a fucking superhero YouTube star. I'm just riding my shit. Like, sorry I hurt your feelings, fag boy. Like, I think I missed my turn. I love this trail on the sheet ride though. This is a fun one, except for right now all those rocks are hidden. Oh, that's not normally wet. Ooh, that's what she said. nice little branch to the face. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's an R. This is the hill I was looking for. I'm gonna go up this way. It's doing alright. I didn't think it was gonna go up this hill this fast. Just as long as you have some forward momentum, we're good. That shit's fairly gnarly. Ooh. Steep uphill, rocky. Nice. I was hoping it was gonna be dry. Alright, here's the test. This shit's like real steep. I just got a branch. Oh, fucking shit. Woo! Steep as fuck. Hey, I made it up though. This one's a little steeper, I think. The fish island probably hides the Narnia. Oh. Woo! Oh yeah, I got 3 tiers. This shit's fucking serious. Fuck me. Front wheel just kissing the ground the entire way up. All right, cool, made it. Now my free downhill section. All right, let's put that seat down. Oh boy. I would normally hit that rock, but I'm not gonna. I would normally hit those rocks too, but I'm not gonna. Oh shit. All right. Hey, we did it. Oh, that's right. Still going down. Whoa, almost ate some shit on that one. Oh, that was fucking rough. It's a long fucking hill. It's like the side of a small mountain here. Okay, that one's close, I'm sure. I bet my chain's getting loose on this ride. I can smell the chain loop, which is probably an indication to stop riding like a dickhead, but I'm stupid. Alright, man. I know I'm talking a lot, but I know it gets boring just watching somebody rip through the woods like a dickhead without commentary, so just gabbing whatever's flowing out of my mouth like a fucking drunk person. Boy, that leg day is really coming in handy right now. This bike does make me giggle. Man, I got my favorite log coming up. I just don't know if I'm ready to hit it with this bike yet. I don't think I got the balls for it. Like, look at this thing. It doesn't look like shit on camera, but it's probably just under 3 feet. It's almost as tall as my seat, and the landing is another 2-foot drop where I land. Usually I hit that on the eride. It's a nice little jump. I just don't know if I want to break this bike on that. I hit that thing on my KTM once. It fucking sent me. I just kind of barely blipped off of it. It was nuts. Scared the shit out of me. I was just not expecting it. I can't wait for the mud to dry. Probably isn't going to happen anytime soon though. It is the beginning of mud season. All right. So, yeah, it does spin the tires. I like that. Have to run through a swamp. I gotta say, now I don't want to jinx myself. Maybe I won't say it till I get back, but these tires are holding up pretty well for a fucking fat old man riding it on rocky shit in the granite state. Oh, I was gonna hit that, but I lost a little bit of control. I love this spot right here. Especially on the eride. It's a different experience. My kneecaps are burning. Gonna have to have infrared check out my kneecaps. I didn't really get a warm fuzzy feeling on that descent. It is hilarious, and I say it all the time, but every time I watch my videos, like, it is just crazy how flat the camera makes it look no matter what. And smooth. Alright, so I've pretty much hit the majority of the trails back here behind my house, or near my house I should say. I don't take a real dirt bike back here because these trails are just too tight and it's not that much fun. Plus it draws attention to all the Karens, all those Subaru drivers. Oh. It's funny how it barely makes it up that hill, but the fucking front wheel's not even really touching. It's just kind of kissing on the high spots. It's weird. It's like this bike, it does stand up real easy now. Like real easy, but it's not like a weird, it's not like a torque power wheelie like the eride or a regular dirt bike. It just kind of like comes up. Like I need to work on my wheelie skills. When I was a kid, I used to have a like a Schwinn Predator, like a 76, which was a respectable bike back in the day. Kind of looked like a red line or something. but it had no brakes on it. I bought it for like 30 bucks off some kid. And I could ride wheelies as long as I wanted, up and down hills, nothing, no brakes. Just put it at 12 o'clock and ride it like a unicycle. And even when I used to ride street bikes, I would ride wheelies with no brake. Just kind of bring it to 12 o'clock and feather the throttle and hope I don't flip over. But I've been working on my rear brake. I like that it's a handbrake now and it only takes one finger. That's a nice feature. But I gotta work on it, but it's good enough for now. You see that smile, folks? That was a $5,500 smile right there. Let's see. We'll have an encounter like that in a minute on the she ride and see what happens. And then one day I gotta take the studs out of my tires on a KTM and I'll bring it back there for a comparison video. Maybe I'll do an all three comparison. There will be some upside down smiles with that going through the neighborhood. Even people I know, they do not like to hear it. It's kind of crazy. It's funny how just hearing something makes all the difference. Like all the people that were hating on the e-bikes, how gay they are because they can't hear it. Like, you know, it's got twice the torque, right? Oh, but I can't hear it. I don't get that. I get the range argument, but the sound is like, whatever, who gives a shit? I love a two-stroke and all that, but I ride a four-stroke. Uh-oh, a rake. Sorry, rake, fuck you. Oh, squirrel. All right, so I gotta do my little victory to turn here. All right, I do like the dropper post feature. That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna shut this bitch off. Wait, let me see how many miles do I have on this thing. 53.8. Yeah, she got muddy on that one. I have to give them both a bath. All right, let me get a little stretch here. And if anybody's wondering, let's take a look at the chain. Yeah, it loosened up a bit. There's an adjustment right here, this Allen screw, and just kind of tighten it till the slack. It's mostly gone. Throw some lube on there. Move on with my life. Oh yeah, I can feel that leg day. Man, this bike's already more comfortable. And as always, I put it on power level 3. My hands are numb. My ankles are sore from these boots. This is my first time wearing them at all. Yeah, it's crazy how the steering feels so much different. I'm just going to adjust my helmet again. Something's going on with the strap. It's like digging into my ear. And I don't like it. I think that's better. I need to adjust my rear brake. I got the lever in too far. Wow, what a different feeling. It's funny to hop on this bike and it feels like a fucking tank now. And this bike feels like it rips your arms out of the socket normally doing wheelies, and it feels kind of sluggish. It's funny, my brother-in-law rode it the other day, and he was, after riding the Bonnell through the trails that we just hit, and he was like, the Bonnell rides wheelies easier than the eride. I'm like, no fucking way. But I see what he's talking about now. But I'm also going 33 and it still will pop up the front wheel. This bike is definitely a torque monster. Once you get back into it, it's always got the torque. And way more comfortable to sit down on. Alright, we got 1 out of 3 smiles. The old man did not approve. The lady still liked it though. Probably dying for a little excitement. Yeah, these SG12s, they got like a little, it's like a half football shaped pad in the ankles, and it's really snug on the ankles. I can't wait for that to break in. Okay, I'm done crying about that. Oh, I'm gonna go this way. See, now I'm all paranoid about hitting shit with my pegs because I can't move them out of the way. Which is funny. Alright. And it is funny too, like, I would never notice, but after riding that, these brakes feel fucking terrible. I do have, what are the brakes that I got? I want to say they're like something E-Moto. I forget, it's been a while since I nerded out on that. But I do have a rear brake to replace this with. I just have to put it on. Boy, get some serious brake fade. I must have boiled out the fucking fluid out of here. Or maybe I just didn't notice it until after riding the other bike. Shit. I wonder what that log looks like on video. That's a good 14-inch log. .14 inches. See, this bike is just floating over this shit, nice and lovely. Alright. Yeah, I definitely need to adjust that rear brake. It's coming in too close and smashing my fingers before I run out of brake, which is not ideal. And here we go. Oh, forgot about that one. I always get that one mixed up with, I think there's one up here. Yeah. You know, this one. Oh, bottomed out on something. There's a rock or something. Alright. Oh, a little greasy mud back there. Yeah, first the Bonnell, I was like, this thing is not a dirt bike. But it kind of is. I think that suspension would be amazing on a regular mountain bike trail if you could get away with it. It's not quite made for this. But it does it if that's all you got. And I bet if you're 14 or 15 and you own one of those, it's fucking amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to ride like an e-bike with some serious power, like the U5, or even I wish the SR came out before I bought this. Because really, like this is only 15 kilowatts. It's 7,000 phase amps or 700 or whatever it is, 700 phase amps, and it's more than enough. But it would be nice to have some more battery life, for sure. You know what? I'm gonna hit this trail first. We're gonna hit the big hill. Let's see how the big hill does. It is pretty nice having these trails in my backyard. There used to be like twice as many, but I didn't realize. I thought that it was all conservation land like this, but apparently some dude owns it. And he used to let people ride there until a couple years ago. And I guess he had a brand new backhoe or something sitting out there. And there's target ranges and shit all over the place. And some dickhead was shooting at a brand new tractor. It's like, oh, cool, thanks. You fucking cockblock everybody else, you stupid dumbass. So now we can't ride back there. And he's a mega dick about it, too. So, he's got cameras and all that shit. And he was teaming up with the local Terrans for a little while. And they had Fish and Game coming out here busting on people, because these are just walking trails. So the Subaru owner is. They come out here once every 5 years. Did I just go the wrong way? I always get fucked up at the beginning of the season. I think this is the same way I went. See, I can't even tell which way I came from, and I was just here. Yeah, this is right. Alright. Here comes the nar-nar. Alright. Whew, that is some fucking gnarly ass shit. Oh, fucking shit. Woo. Oh, fuck. All right. And yeah. Yeah, this suspension is a little less than my fat ass requires. But for trail riding, it's pretty good. And I probably need to check the lens real quick and just give that a little fucking, whoops. Make sure that shit's good. Give my hands a little break. Arm pump's almost non-existent on this bike. It almost completely went away until just recently. This is a little bit extreme here. Whoa! Back tire just kicked out like completely sideways off of a rock that I did not see. I always get nervous I'm gonna fucking tap out a rock with these pegs. They're a little low, but it doesn't happen too often. It's hard to pick a line with all these fucking leaves. Yeah, I totally need to get these rear brakes straightened out. I did just put new brake pads like 10 miles ago. Whoa. All right, here's gonna get bumpy. Oh yeah, I really need to adjust these brake pads. I think there's a brake lever. I think I need to put some Loctite on them shit. On the set screw here. Whoa! There used to be like a nice little turnaround jump right there, but it got right here. It got fucked over. Go around this way. It's a little mushy here. Yeah, it's really mushy here. Yeah, this is sketch. Last year I was coming off this and my bike went almost completely sideways on that slick rock. Yeah, this bike is a fucking blast to ride. I don't give a shit. My brother-in-law does not like this. He loves the Bonnell, but he does not like this bike. He always complains about the way I have it set up and whatever else, but I do like to ride with my bars a little forward. It's just more comfortable for me. But, you know, maybe I'll fix that for him and let him take it for a ride and see what he thinks then, but I can keep up with him no problem on like real gnarly shit, like ripping through the woods on this bike now that I've got it all set up. But I can hang with him on my KTM until something goes wrong, and if I got to catch back up to him, I usually end up hurting myself. But I don't really ride fast. I ride like a dickhead. There's a clear difference. Dickhead takes less skill, more stupid, I think. And that's me. He's been riding a lot more than me. I'm not trying to make excuses or anything. Definitely better rider than I like to. That about got out of hand right there. I'd like to fucking flip over this log, but there's just nowhere to land. Yeah, lady down the street up here walked off the other end of this trail up here. But I live right over there. I gotta go all the way around the lake now to get here, when it used to just be right down the street from me. And I used to love ripping on this on my quad and this thing. Tree. Boy. Yeah, and it's funny too, speaking of the MX versus the wood, I see a lot of people asking on social media which one's safer, and people always say, oh, MX track, trees don't move. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of true, but the MX track, you're surrounded by fucking dudes with their adrenaline pumping, trying to win, and it's a contest, right? And then you bring that mentality out into the woods, and I think you're a lot more likely to hit a tree riding like that than like where I like to ride and blip off all the little rocks and just bounce off of shit like a dickhead the whole time. I'm only going like max 25 most of the time, you know. I feel like that's safer, but you get hurt doing any of it. I deal with fucking people all the time. I lost the trail. And there's something over here. That was like fun. Yeah, that was not fun. That was wrong. Where's the trail? Here it is. See, that's another thing about this bike that I love. I'm kind of lazy. So when you get tired, I got that Luna seat on it, and the suspension now, and that extended swing on this bike, it's plush. I could sit on it for a while and still beat the snot out of it. And then I can stand back up and get after it. And I can hit that rock. Oh, fuck that tree stump. And I can hit this rock. And this one. And I'm definitely gonna hit this one. Whoa! Oh, Nelly. This is fucking nuts. I have to use 2 fingers on this rear brake because my finger's in the way underneath the lever. I used to come out here with my son on the weekends, like every morning, even in the winter, at like 6:30. And where I was saying that other guy used to let people ride a bunch of trails back there, and we had nice little tracks that we made with jumps and shit. It was a good time. But I miss my shit. I don't do that anymore. Yeah, this is weird. It's like I ride up on that section right there all the time, and it does not even faze me. But now that the water's closer, I get like target fixation. There. Is this the way I came? No, it's not. I made this brown, taking full credit for it. That was a four-wheeler brown. Four-wheelers are good for some things. Oh, fucking dodge the swamp. Safety first. Yeah, as I whiskey throttle off into the woods.